I be trying to do off angles. I just explode. I ain't gonna lie, I just explode, bro. I'm like, damn, let me check this off angle. I go to the off angle, I take one shot, the whole team looks at me and I die. And I'm like, damn.
Well, it's like so. There's things that you have to think about whenever you decide to take angles. It's I taught this to Rajan and another friend that I coached is it's team HP CDs. Now, I'm not gonna say you're gonna think of all these things, but as you think about them more throughout your game, they're gonna be like second nature, right? Yeah. Team, HP, CDs, comms, and enemy.
Comms is such an important one because I feel like whenever I'm creating the off angle, nothing is done unless I initiate as the off angle DPS.
Well then like, that's the problem. That's a problem.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about like in scrim. I'm talking about like when I'm playing ranked, you know?
Yeah, that's still a problem. So, yeah. These all come under the umbrella of positioning and timing. Yeah. Right? So,
and I was just about to say I just explode because my timing is always shit.
Yeah. So, you think about what you have, right? You think, do you have team? This is like, is your teammates here? Are your teammates here, right? So this is like prio number 1, and then HP is also prio number 1. So you have 2 prio number 1s. CDs is like prio number 2. Com has an asterisk next to it because technically you don't need them, but it would be prio 3. And then enemy is prio 4, where they're standing, right? Where are they positioned, right? And then that, how you position is also based off of where they're positioned, right? So you look to see if you have teammates. Are people already drawing aggro for you, right? Because when they engage, you engage, or you have a delayed engage, or you delay your engage even further than, like, you don't have, there's either you engage when they engage, so your tank, T/team/tank, right? Your tank engages, then you engage, or your tank engages as you engage, or your tank engages and then you wait like 1000 and then you engage. Like you wait a long time to engage, right? At that, in those moments, you could still be setting up your play. Like you could still be moving and getting to your spot, and then you decide to peek out. But all those things would be under this umbrella of positioning and timing. You need to make sure you have CDs, otherwise you can't make a play. So if I decided to go back around that other way, that's over here. If I decided to go back around this other way, that was over here, right? I would need to make sure that I have my shift and a stun, or at least my shift, before I decide to go over there. I need to make sure that if I go back here, right? When this is right after Navarre died, you're gonna press Q. Oh, you already did. So you press Q here, right? If I decided to go around when you press Q, I needed to have my shift, which I don't have because I decided to use my shift here, or my stun, and slash both, right? Like I definitely would want both, but if I have just my shift, that'd be great. If I had just my stun, that's okay. And then like the other stuff, like comms, how you position and when your timing is, could also like comms could also affect when your timing happens and how you position and when you decide to flank and when you decide to take an angle, and then obviously enemies. But those are the things that I like to think about, and I think a lot of people should think about whenever they're making an angle to kill people, to be aggressive, because that's what that is. It's a rules to live by whenever you decide to be aggressive, because that's how you have to do damage. You can't be bitch. You have to be aggressive.
Yeah, and then you deal with the who will still try to peek with 1 health, and then you just kill them.
Yeah. Oh, and another way that you could use your idiot teammates is by like a lot of people don't like doing this, but you hop on mic and you tell them what to do, even if they don't like hearing it. And I'm not telling you to argue because arguing with idiots is stupid.
Isn't doing
but
anything.
If you're like, hey, Tank, can you play up here? I want to be aggressive, right? So I didn't do that a lot last night, because I just assumed that we knew what we were doing. And when we were winning, I was like not thinking about what was happening. But when we were losing, I could see it. And that's my bad. I should have been able to see it earlier. But again, when you can, like, an example of like using your teammates would be like, hey, D-Brat, when I see you make this play, Dante, right? And I see that they lost the tank. I say, hey, D-Brat, can you walk up? And then D-Brat walks up, plays the corner. I'm going to wrap around, and then we have a nice little dual angle that they can't do shit about. They would have to poke me out, right? And if they poke me out, I'm not going to die on this angle because there's a health pack right next to me. Right. Yeah. Or I could like shift over here and ask for healing. Right.
And you can also take the elevator up.
Yep. And D-Brat is not going to die because she's a tank and she has 2 supports up her ass. So like.
Yeah, it would take an off angler to distract the supports.
Yeah, exactly. So what would be the way that they break our formation? Let's say if D-Brat actually was like here and then I was here, it's either this Hella or Widow have to be like literal gods. Hella, Widow, and Punisher have to be like literal gods and shoot me while I have this giga broken angle with this head glitch, and D-Brat is also here pushing them back. The way that they would have to break it would either be pressure me out, or the easier way, especially since there's no stairs, is to have your Hella, Punisher, Widow, it don't matter who, come up here and shoot the fucking backline. This backline person, Gato, gets shit on, has to back up. Now there's less healing to feed into the goddamn tank, right? You put pressure onto the other healer, make that other healer break LOS of their tank. We apply the pressure to the tank backs up. You don't even have to kill things. This is how you get people to move, because you just manipulate what they're going to do when they get hit.
Yeah, but because people don't die in, I'm gonna go back to a solo queue conversation. If you're playing ranked and people don't die, you're now the problem, which is weird because it's like, well, we forced them to move out of this entire situation. We got them to back up. We have this, so you know,
that's the thing.
People don't think that.
That's the thing, though, is even in solo queue, if you are this Hella and you make this play,
yeah, you
could have the worst aim ever. You being here is going to force Gato back. Gato's going to look at you and force him back, right? And then if you have some type of aim and you have the element of surprise, right?
You got to kill him.
You are going to. Like, they will auto die. It's not like they will die because you're on the angle. Not necessarily because you have godlike aim. It's because the angle gives you such a good look at the support backline that you don't really have to aim that much. You just put your crosshair kind of near them, right? And you have a health pack up there, so you have some sustain, and then it will take a cooldown for somebody to come up there to force you out, or they have to break LOS. Like,
yeah, and then that would have been my job as a Psylocke to go up there and check that person.
Yep. And there's a high chance that you take this 1v1 and lose because they have a health pack. This is why you play the fucking game.